This is the second year that I participate in Inktober. I decided to work with an own prompt list. I wanted to work in 2 days cycle and work from opposite words. In the end of September, I collected all sort of opposite words and sorted them into different groups. I soon realized some problems. Some word pair were very similar to each other, like summer and winter, warm and cold, fire and ice. They all gave me about the same ideas and could easily be interchangeable. Other words pair had a problem that I loved the idea of one of them, but not the other, like life and death. I had many different ideas about death, but no idea for life that would be cohesive with the idea I had for death. I wanted the word pair to belong to each other visible. I decided that they should be drawn on the same paper, in the same size and with the same materials. I also wanted them to be consistent in the way that they looked style-wise, as well as how much space of the paper I would fill. That made some word pair pretty difficult to draw, like few and many, which I think should have been fun to draw, but the end result would be so different from each other. One would be filled on the paper and the other would look quite empty. Day 1 and 2, nature and technology. I did consider if I should have been drawing nature and culture instead. In Swedish, culture sounds better and more correct, but I wasn't sure if it sounded the same in English, and besides, technology was so much fun to draw. Day 3 and 4, winter and summer. I've been into mandala a bit, so I wanted to incorporate that a little in my drawings. I early decided not to work from word pair black and white, so I had some freedom to play with that in other drawings, which I did a little in this one. Summer has black hair and the rest is quite light, and winter has the black scarf. Day 5 and 6, angel and demon. Here I had some word pair to choose from, like good and evil, dark and light, heaven and earth, and they all quite similar. I however ended up with angel and demon. I made some research for this drawing before Inktober started because I knew I wanted to draw this. So the names and the symbols in this drawing are different angel and demons symbols and names. Day 7 and 8, solitude and attachment. I started with the word pair alone and together, but I really didn't like the words. I feel like they imply that not having a partner is a bad thing. That's why I choose these words instead. Day 9 and 10, past and future. I consider past and present as well as old and new and old and young. There were many words that sounded close, but they all gave me different ideas. Past, this drawing past, is actually part of an old drawing that I made but didn't like completely. I, however, always liked the samurai part of the drawing, this old drawing. So I've been looking for a way to use them again, or use them. I was a little disappointed in myself in the last drawing because I intended to use part of the first drawing in the second drawing that I actually forgot when I drew it. The drawing was very time consuming, so I guess I didn't have time to stop and think about it. I wanted so much to have the dragonfly in both drawings. The dragonfly is a symbol that were common among samurais and has a very personal value to me. Day 11 and 12, up and down. First I wanted to draw a person upside down, but I just finished an oil painting in September where I was painting that, so I felt I needed to do something else. I like drawing environment a lot, but It is hard and takes both time and great focus. And worst of all, when you put so much effort into a drawing and make a small mistake, like I did in the face, and the face is the most important part in a drawing, that's like a punishment. Day 13 and 14, front and back. I had this idea from the beginning, but I was saving it for this particular weekend because it is the most busiest time for me. Day 15 and 16, sound and silence. I used reference photo of my niece for these drawings. The idea was not perhaps that original, but it was quite difficult to execute. To draw in few lines and try to capture the expression of the face turned out to be quite hard. I had to redraw them both of this drawing a couple of times. Sometimes the cleanest and simplest drawing is the hardest to do. Days 17 and 18, space and time. Perhaps not the perfect opposite since they are part of each other, but since I love space, I just had to do something with it. Again, both of these drawings took a while to do. They are quite large, so it was quite much to finish in one day. Day 19 and 20, truth and tale. I felt a bit drained after space and time and decided to do something quite different and easier, I thought. Turned out to take more time than I thought. I also wanted to use my new lightbox, so it was that too. Day 21 and 22, landscape and urban landscape. This is over a weekend, so I felt I had time to put into the drawings again. I love drawing urban sketching, but rarely draw landscape. However, there is a place close where I live, where I walk my dog quite often, and it is so beautiful that every time I go there I feel like the happiest person alive. And that was the footage you could see in the beginning of this video. Day 23 and 24, square and round. I consider round and straight. I consider simplicity and complexity, which led me to the idea of perhaps do something like classicism contra baroque or rococo. But I've been playing around a little bit before with shapes, and this is Monday and Tuesday, and I had a lot of work, so I had to do something smaller and easier. These are the smallest drawing I have made under Inktober so far, and they didn't take much time either. Yet I kind of like them both, I have to say. Day 25 and 26, happy and sad. I realized that I didn't have any opposite words that were about feelings so far, so I had to do something about that. I'm pleased with both of these drawings, but I regret that I was not cohesive. I wanted the pair to be more similar to each other. That they don't look like they belong together, I feel. Day 27 and 28, Alpha and Omega. Originally, I had the idea of doing tattoos over the whole body, all referring to start and finish in different ways, like life and death, Genesis and the Book of Revelation, perhaps, or Big Bang, and the end of all, of course. But time just didn't allow me to think this through, and I started drawing, and I realized while I was drawing that it wouldn't be large enough to contain all the things I had in mind. So maybe I'll revisit that idea in the future, but for this one, an A and an O had to do it. Day 29 and 30, high and low. I wasn't going to draw from this word at all, but this Sunday was very cold and dark, and nothing I started felt right or fun to draw. It was so few days left, so failing at the end would have felt so wrong. I decided to turn things around by just starting to draw anything I desired and deal with the word and the other drawing afterward. So I drew this girl on a carpet. The carpet is the carpet I have in my living room. So when I finished, I couldn't think of any other word than low. So the other had to be high. Day 31, Yin and Yang. I originally had the idea to save some of the later days for words that were opposite but more in a complex manner, like spear and shield, which something I might do in the future. But for this last drawing, it seemed more fitting to draw a man and a woman. That concludes my Inktober for this year. Thank you for watching.